What's up, everybody? Good morning, and welcome to another episode of Trust the Tape after a Cowboys dub. Good to see you guys here. My name is Jeff.
My name is Jeff.
And per usual, I am with a man with the Super Bowl ring, the greatest drafter of all time, and a former Dallas Cowboy scout, and the owner, CEO, executive, operating person, president of operations of Crown Global Media. Follow him on YouTube. Here's Bryan Broaddus.
Hey, Bryan.
What's up, Bryan?
Jeffrey, you made me sound like Stephen Jones there for a minute, but I appreciate that.
Like to give you as many titles as you deserve, and I stopped.
How about just founder? Founder's good.
There's
the
six more.
Good. Thank you.
6 more things I didn't even say that I had all queued up and ready to rock.
Gotcha.
Life feels a lot better after the Cowboys beat the crap out of somebody, doesn't it?
Yeah. Watching the film this morning already, just some really positive things to take away from the new guys being involved. Some of the old guys getting some work with some guys that are new. How they handled Max Crosby. I counted 7 different guys that blocked him in that game last night. So they kind of had that situation where it was going to be, it was kind of an all hands on deck kind of a situation, but they got it done. That was the one you were really, really worried about. But yeah, it was good to get a victory and good to see them work on some things and hopefully it'll carry in to the remaining games of the season.
Shout out to Patty in the super chat who says, "Sup guys, last week I asked about replacing Maris Leafau with international free agent Joe Biadani. I can assure you he's a real person from Temple University in Japan. Figure we can use the international exemption on him." That's from Rob. Rob, I appreciate you doing the international scouting. I still can't claim to be familiar with that person, but I always appreciate having an international scout who has ideas in our chat. And I just want you to know that I appreciate you. It doesn't make me know who that person is, but I may Google that person after this show. Now that it's been brought to my attention.
Yeah.
So I woke up at 7 a.m. to get the show set up, Bryan. You woke up earlier to already watch tape of the game. I will have tape of the game watched maybe before our DLS show. So you just tell me the things I saw in real time. You tell me how true they are. Thing number 1. Quinnen Williams made every single person on the Dallas Cowboys better.
Thought that Clark played better, but yeah, Quinnen Williams is, when you watch Quinnen Williams play, he could play the 1, he could play the 3, he could play the nose. They had various moments where they went 5-man line, and he was involved in every single one of them. You look at I think there was 4 different 5-man lines combinations that they went with, but he was involved in all of them. He's a powerful guy. You put him on somebody who can't handle power or can't handle quickness or can't handle a really quick move. He is a real problem to block. His effort is really good in the running game. He takes pride, and you could tell the way because he chases the ball. When the ball goes to the outside of him, he's moving that direction. A lot of positive things about Quinnen Williams. I'm going to say, yes, he made everybody around him a little better. They need to get a little bit more clean on the twist stunts. They're just not as clean, and they won't be as clean probably in this first week. But there's some times where him and Osa kind of got locked up and got kind of bumped into each other that could have been a better, maybe a little bit better rush. But, man, I'm really nitpicking right now when you start to talk about that.
Yeah, I thought it sure seemed like and you're going to get, and you can say this if you want to, and you won't be wrong, that it was a Raiders offensive line that's not any good, and that's okay.
Oh, I got in, man. Every platform I was on, the Raiders offensive line was the worst one that you had played all season. No doubt about that.
So it's not good, but it was still a foreign thing for me watching a Cowboy game, and it seemed like it was more surprising on the plays when Geno was not under pressure than it was the plays that he was. He was under pressure a bunch, and I just think once you get Quinnen Williams drawing all that attention, you got Kenny Clark looking really good out there, Osa doing things. You couple that with the fact that Ezeiruaku is coming along really well and has a couple tackles loss in that game. Jadeveon Clowney's coming along, and suddenly You are looking at this defense completely differently.
Houston was your better edge. Yeah, Houston was your better edge in this one. Ezeiruaku got caught on a couple of where he rushed down the middle, which is unfortunate. Didn't have as good the burst game that he normally has, or that game where he can kind of win on the edge where we've seen him. You look at because it was nice to see like Overshown get a couple. They brought him on some blitz stuff. They've got an idea of some of the things, but I was saying Houston was the one that made Stone Forsythe and Glaze and those guys really have to pay in that football game.
So one of the other things that just stays in kind of the same vein of Quinnen Williams makes everybody better is, you've watched over half a season of Cowboys football so far, and it's like, man, what happened to DaRon Bland? DaRon Bland got paid, and now all of a sudden he can't play. And then in that game, did he get his hands on 3 different footballs?
I think it was 2. Yeah, I think there was 2. Yeah.
Life changes for a defensive back when you can get some pressure and they can think, oh, you know what? I can attack whatever I think this route is going to be, and I can do it a lot faster when I don't think that this quarterback's going to have 5 seconds to throw. So let that be a lesson to you, football world, that pass rush can really help a secondary.
Playing with your eyes better too, and seeing it, and reading the route helps as well. They were good in the secondary overall. When you look at Carson being the starter in that one, I thought he held his own. They played right. They played left corner. Revel got in there for 19 plays. You might have a guy that actually could be a hybrid tight end eliminator when you start to talk about Revel. He played slot on one of the snaps. They played Bland on the outside. I think overall, though, they did a really good job. That tight end is difficult to deal with. They treated him like a wide receiver. At various times, Revel got a knock on him. Bland played him. Carson played him. They tried. They knew they didn't have enough guys, but they threw everybody they had at him. Still made some plays. Didn't kill you in the game, but yeah, Bland, much better game with his eyes. Much better breaking on the football. Much better of playing with some confidence. Like I say, Carson continues to. He's got now a couple of really good games, and it was good to see Revel out there playing as well. So, they've got some options now, and we'll see with Diggs. Diggs eligible to come back this week, and we'll see how he gets back in the mix.
Oh, I completely forgot that Trayvon Diggs existed. Do you believe that Trayvon Diggs is going to play another snap for the Dallas Cowboys?
I do.
You don't think that they'll just hide him and be like, all right, we're cutting you this offseason, and we're just not going to
I don't think so.
Find out what happened to him?
Find out what it's his knee. It's his opposite knee that's happened. Are you talking about the off the field stuff?
Diggs had a concussion and then ended up on IR for a month.
Yeah, it's going to be a good story when it gets told. I'm not going to be the guy to tell it, but it's going to be a good story.
Do you think
you tried to draw me off sides? I see what you did. You saw it. It's going to be a funny story. Everybody's going to go, yeah, okay, yeah.
Is it going to get told?
I don't know. I'm not going to be the guy that does it because, like I say, somebody put me in confidence on that one, so I'm not going to do it.
Can you give me a hint?
Mm-mm.
Coward.
Can't.
Roman Wolf Gaming is in the chat, and he always.
It's going to be. You're gonna enjoy it though when you hear it. You really are.
Can't wait. He always wants to do mock drafts, but this time he said, "Do you think Overshown will play without the brace?" So I saw Overshown with the brace on. Then I saw them trying to secure it even more with not tape, but like a knee wrap around the bottom of the brace. And then I'm thinking to myself, DeMarvion, you told us it's not even a necessity, and it's an accessory. And now we're going to put accessories on the accessory to keep the accessory on. Why don't we take off the accessory? And then I believe he did. I think later in the game I saw him without the knee brace.
Yeah.
Can we get an evaluation of how DeMarvion Overshown looked in his return? Because
I watched him. I specifically, he did. He had problems with the brace. Just kind of like it looked like to me some movement. It was bothering him a little bit, but the quickness is there. There was a couple of times the explosiveness. He fakes a blitz. He steps back like he's going to drop, and then he blitz. That's going forward. He had one time where he was running to his right. They're going to throw the waggle coming back to his left. He plants hard right and slides and then able to kind of catch his balance and then get back across. And you're thinking like, oh, please, grass field, at least it gave for him, and that kind of thing. But I how he feels and how Revel feels this morning, hopefully no worse for wear. They got a game to get ready for on Sunday, an important one, as we all know. But I thought both of them were moving around pretty damn good for dealing with what they were dealing with.
Can I ask you a random question about that game? Just a little random one.
Sure.
How much time did you guys spend in your post game on Dak Prescott?
Very little.
I don't think we mentioned him until there was 45 seconds left in our post game, and he went 25 of 33 for 268, 4 touchdowns and no picks, and we didn't even think about it.
No, I mean, he was, the thing that was really, like I said, they needed to handle Crosby. They handled him on the couple of the touchdown passes that Dak threw. They left Crosby unblocked and pulled the guard, which was Smith.
Yeah.
So they really had a creative way. They just did not. It wasn't steal. It wasn't that game plan. It was. I like to say it was steal. It was Spanford. It was Smith. It was Guyton. It was Schoonmaker. It was Williams. It was Booker. They had everybody took a shot at this guy yesterday, and they needed that. That's how you get to play those guys. You got to make them feel like. But to your point about Dak Prescott, they did a good enough job handling that front. The sack fumble was unfortunate. I mean,
he held the ball too damn long.
Well, Smith. Well, they're going to try and run. They're going to try and run that deep cross that they do, where he sets the pocket to the right and launches it back to the left. And what happened is, as CeeDee was coming through the middle, the safety was sitting right in the hole. And Dak thought, if I throw this ball, it's going to be picked.
Yeah.
So they ran a twist stunt, and really it was just a great effort by Crosby. He kind of disengaged from Steele, so he's coming on the loop, and they're blitzing. So Smith's trying to block 2 on his left side. He gets neither one of them. So now there's that pressure. And then Crosby just goes around him and then chases the play. And so, Dak hold the ball. But I think Dak was like, listen, if I launch this ball at CeeDee, there's a good chance that Palomau the safety is going to pick it. And so, but they get the fumble, and it's, luckily they hold the Raiders there to a field goal.
I don't remember if I ever actually asked you the question. Is Overshown going to play without the brace from now on? It did come off, right? I didn't think I saw it on him later in the game.
Well, they adjusted it. I mean, you couldn't really tell. I mean, I think it was 31 or 32 snaps. But he was kind of you could tell he was dealing with it early in that game. It was something that we need to kind of circle back on.
We also have the question in the chat: why did Pickens and Lamb get in trouble? I saw Nick Harris say they missed some things, and I saw somebody say that something about 7:30 a.m. maybe something about 7.
They might have rolled in late. Yeah, I can't get anybody. I can't, either at the tables or they rolled in late and just kind of said, you know what, we're not going to hit curfew. We're not, that kind of thing. Got a night game, kind of can maybe sleep that one off. But that was my assumption. You're in Las Vegas. Either you had a really hot hand at the table and you didn't want to leave, or they had some opportunities out there that they just wanted to take advantage of.
Maybe just a nice little spot to be in the evening where you might be having yourself a time. Who could possibly know?
Whoever wants to leave a good time is not a good time.
Now, Bryan, I will tell you, I am now adequately prepared to talk about the people who sponsor this show.
Oh, how about this?
Boy, we are excited and proud. Watch this.
Whoa, Underdog.
Okay. Use the code TAPE with our friends at Underdog. The beauty of Underdog is all you got to do is make your picks, You say, I think this player's going to have more than that amount of stats. This guy's going to have less. That's all you do. You go through and you pick those bad boys. I'm obsessed with it. I'm in there picking 7,000 things. If I ever hit one, I'm going to own Underdog because I choose to pick all of the stats and not just a few. But you can do it however you want. You just pick a player. You say higher or lower than this stat. This player higher or lower than this stat, and that's it. So download the app today. Sign up with the promo code TAPE. And you'll get $100 in bonus entries when you play your first $5. That's promo code TAPE. underdog, make picks, win money. Now, Brian, I have to read an entire disclaimer because I don't have a graphic for it. So you hold on a second.
Is this one of these things you have to read real fast?
Ahem. Must be 18 plus, 19 plus in Alabama and Nebraska, 19 plus in Colorado for some games, 21 and up in Arizona, Massachusetts, and Virginia, present in the state and present in the state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Offers not valid in Maryland, Michigan, New Jersey, New York, Ohio, and Pennsylvania. If you're concerned with your play, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org. In New York, call the 24/7 Hope line at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text Hope NY. Shout out to our guys at Underdog. That's all I want to tell you.
They're telling you not to gamble, but have fun with Underdog, you know?
Well, no. This is, first of all, Underdog is not gambling. It's a game of skill.
Okay? Have fun with your skill.
And second of all, but if somehow your game of skill did lead you into gambling and then
they want you to call one of those numbers. Yeah, call one of those numbers. Sure.
We want you to deal with that in the way that you must deal with that.
Or double up to catch up. That's kind of some thoughts.
I'll go chasing, do a little chasing.
Yeah, double up to catch up. Yeah.
I don't think that's funny. Okay. I'm just going to tell you that right now. Jeff's new take for the day. It's not a new take. It's an old take. If George Pickens is not here next year, this team is not serious about winning. Is that take the hot dog, Brian, or is it the bun?
No, this is a hot dog bun. I think it's a hot dog, too.
I kind of feel like that if they had not traded him at the deadline, they're serious about either tagging him or signing him.
You think the tag will go off without a hitch, or you think we're a drama-filled offseason?
I can't get anybody to tell me exactly what the tag is going to be. I know his valuation is probably about $30 million before that game last night. So it's probably
the tag will be around 30, right? It's the average.
Yeah, that's what I would say. That's what I would say. Maybe that's the case. So 28 to 30 on the tag. I couldn't get anybody to do it, but I'll figure it out one way or another. But yeah, if you were to trade it, if you were to have traded him, then you probably had no intention of signing him, or tagging him. So my assumption is the fact that he is still here, that here we go.
Yeah, because if if they were to let George Pickens walk, I would protest. I would protest in some way. I'm not sure what my protest would be. Perhaps a hunger strike. I would consider a hunger strike until I got hungry, and then I would fold up like a cheap tent and have myself a Lunchable. But I would find a way to voice my displeasure because, my God, that dude's fun to watch. And you have been looking for another holy crap pass option since Amari Cooper left, and you have it, and you do not give up the good things, okay? You don't give up the good things.
Okay.
I do have a weird side note.
That you're going to admit that he's played better than Lamb this year?
Brian, what I won't do is get pulled into that sort of fight. I don't think that those fights have any
it's not value. A fight. It's not a fight. And it's no slap at CeeDee Lamb. The kid has played better.
Here's what I don't want to do is I don't want to jump onto that wagon and then you get to
because you've been on the other wagon for so long.
Yeah, I am on the wagon.
You're on the Oregon Trail. The oxen are trying not to die, but you're going to still let the oxen die because you're not being truthful to yourself. To be honest, CeeDee Lamb has been good.
I'm riding the oxen.
George Pickens has been better.
I'm riding the oxen who's had a 1,700-yard season. I'm riding the oxen of the All-Pro because here's what
this guy's on his way to having a 1,500-yard season.
It's not 17. Here's what would happen. Here's what would happen to me, Brian. I would jump onto that side of the equation,
and then he would start playing poorly for you.
He wouldn't have to play bad. We would just get back to, and then CeeDee drops 12 for 180 and 2 touchdowns, and the next week he has 13 for 140 and a touchdown.
That would be great.
You guys remember when you guys were talking about how this guy's better than that guy?
No, it's just
let him play. I'm just going to let the guys play.
No, I'm with you. I mean, but you can admit that he's been better. You don't have to. You could admit that.
I don't believe in comparison. I think it's the thief of joy.
Okay.
What I would say,
folks, by the way, we're going to have Trusted Tape draft coming up content. So anything Jeff says about comparison, don't believe, because he obviously doesn't believe it.
Comparison is the thief of joy. I'm with this guy who says these content creators using CD and GP for content. See, and there's nothing wrong with that.
No,
what
no,
we're not going to do is let these is turn this.
It's evaluation, man.
Against
it's just
people, Brian. That's what we're not going to do.
They're both outstanding players, but I'm just, the fact that you found somebody that might actually be better than him right now, that's a subject to talk about. That's not creating content. That's fact. That's fact right now.
I mean, just the fact that you can even have a conversation, that you can have a receiver on your team better than CeeDee Lamb is just you
should be elated that you can have this conversation. It's not a slam at CeeDee Lamb. It's just that, man, you made a deal. If you want to slam them for deals, well, don't slam them for this one, because Pittsburgh. All Pickens needed was a quarterback that could throw the ball out in front for him, and let him run. That player that we're watching right now is the guy we saw at Georgia.
He's a freak show. He's a freak show.
The 77 yards after come on now. We saw that at Georgia. So that's the kind of player he is. But everybody he goes to Pittsburgh where receivers go to die, I guess. I don't know.
I think he is when he catches a football, like
he's trying to score every play. It's almost like Des Bryant.
He seems offended that people think they could tackle him, and it's incredible. It's just like, are you insane? That's not happening. And I don't know if this is my favorite thing or my least favorite thing, but I know this is going to be talked about by the front office, that you can be playing that well, and then in a very important moment, you get a 15-yard penalty for us the last game. And then you can now you've done that. And it's like, all right, now, George, you see what you did there.
He admitted it after the game. Yeah.
And then the next week or after your bye, you might not have gotten to your room until 7:30.
Yeah.
And then you go play the game and it doesn't matter and you're amazing. And then you score and you're like, let me get another 15-yard penalty. And the team is just going to be like, I guess that's just the whole thing we're going to have, is that's just part of it. And we're just going to have it, and we're just going to deal with it.
I told you, man, if the guy was a problem coming from Pittsburgh, he can come live with me. I'll get him to practice every day, to work. You go pick players up like that and make sure that they're okay, is what you do. Guys like that help you win football games. You will do whatever you have to do to keep guys like that playing football for you.
Bryce said, why did CD and GP have to sit out the first drive? We don't have total confirmation of why.
Come on, 7.
Nick Harris said that they missed some things.
Yeah.
And then my assumption,
curfew,
my gathering,
breakfast check-in,
that they may not have been back where they were supposed to be when they were supposed to be. And this is just wild guessing based on talking to my friends last night, who were also just wild guessing, I think. Because I threw out, I was like, what are we doing here? We're blackjacking, we're pokering. And it may have been a club situation. May have been. You don't know. Whoever knows.
There's some damn good bottle service out that place, man. You never know.
Rollo is in the chat. Projection over 17 games for Pickens, 98 catches for 1,512 touchdowns. You know what? I think I would be okay with that. You know what? I would be okay. And you know who else would be okay with that? David Mulugeta.
He would, absolutely.
He would be all right. Clay is in the super chat. Revel's the best cornerback we've had since Dion. How did you think that he looked outside of the first play where I noticed him, where his version
of defensive holding?
He got 2 hands and just him.
That was his only negative play. Had 19 of them. Watched all 19. Played really well in the zone. Played well man coverage. They put him in the slot one time. They actually covered, like I said earlier. I think you might have a hybrid tight end eraser with this guy, because he's got the size, he's got the length to be able to kind of jam those tight end guys at the line, which he did a couple of different times. And so you might have that guy, like when you're playing these Kelseys and you're playing these Dallas Goddards and anybody else that's on your schedule like that. He might be this guy, because I'll tell you what, him, Carson, Bland, those cats stepped up. Hooker, I've been really critical of him. He played well in the game last night. So yeah, I was really happy to see Revel play the way he did. And he played right corner, left corner. He was comfortable at like I say, the only negative play I saw, or a minus play, would be the defensive holding. He just got put in a bad spot and grabbed the guy. And you're thinking, oh geez. But that was like, he'd already played like 4 plays until he got that one. So something got caught in a bad position there.
On that one, I did appreciate that he wanted the ref to know, look, I'll just hold him for 20 yards so that you can be confident in the flag you throw.
Yeah, he was very confident in the flag he threw, because he was absolutely the right call.
So how do you think cornerback will play out? Because I'm starting to get
Diggs. You're going to get Diggs back, man. Get ready for Diggs.
And just throw him out there?
Sure. It's Diggs, man. Come on. We're paying him $27 million. Play corners. Let's go.
I read the Todd Archer story about Overshown's return, and there was a lot of Britt Brown, who's the Cowboys trainer, runs the rehab stuff, and there's a lot of quotes from him. And every quote that I read where he's talking about Overshown, I was like,
was opposite of what Diggs does.
I was like, he's also taking shots at Trayvon Diggs right now. This organization hates this man.
Britt's a salty guy too. Britt's a salty. Britt's a salty guy, and you know what? You got to know Britt Brown. I mean, I love him like a brother. I've known him for 15 years. He has a very, very rough edge to him, and he appreciates hard work. He puts in just as much effort as the person who's rehabbing. He takes that as personal. He really, really does. He takes a lot of pride in getting those guys back on the field, and everybody will say, oh, well, this is the group that has an F for, and listen, I've worked with all those guys and gals over there that you can say what you want about them. You can say, oh, the players gave them this and that, whatever the grade. But you talk to the guys that matter, the Dak Prescotts and people like that who have had to spend a lot of time with Britt Brown, they're grateful that he was there every single day getting them ready to play. So say what you want.
Bryan, now that we have seen an inkling of what the Cowboys defense could be now that they have Quinnen Williams, I just want you to know that once we take Caleb Downs with the first rounder and Sonny Styles with the second first rounder, we will be cooking with bacon grease. That's what I just wanted you to know. I
would like to have a really good offseason to where we don't have to take 2 defensive players. I would like to see the Dallas Cowboys spend some money and then keep those picks open. I think Downs, I'll tell you what, man, Delane, the LSU corner is really, really good. I mean, they
really good too.
McCoy, I told you McCoy's really, really good.
He's really good.
But he's in a situation where he got hurt in January. I think his rehab is a lot better off than where we've seen with Revel and some others. Revel had the setback, but McCoy's my number 1 corner in this draft. And then I would say Delane from LSU would be number 2, man. They're both really, really good.
Yeah, we're just gonna pick a whole bunch of defensive guys.
But Styles at linebacker.
That's my guy. That's my guy.
Good
you
thought.
Want to find the guy who's 6'4", but moves like he's 6 foot, powerful, fast, explosive. I'm not going to drop the name of who he could turn into because that would be offensive to an all-pro. But I'm just going to tell you, when you get guys that are that size, that power, that can move like that, that's when you can start dreaming about what you got at linebacker. That's my guy, Sonny Stuff. Arvell Reese, too. He'd just probably go earlier because he's also can be a pass rusher. Sonny's just going to be my linebacker. And why did I just name a safety and a linebacker for first-round picks? Who am I?
Well,
what am I turning into?
Yeah, you're also a guy that's spending $65 million on wide receivers. So You're turning into something different. You're turning into something you never ever believed in all your life. Football life.
I'm not picking a running back in the first round. Shout out to Ashton Genty and his 7 yards. If you can't,
I'll tell you what, man. Ashton Genty, that's unfortunate right there, man.
That's a waste of pick. If you can't give them the runway to do what they do, you're wasting a pick. That's why running back in the first round is really hard to do. Boy, you better be able to.
I'd love to see him play behind. Let him run the ball behind span forward the way he's blocking, and with Booker and those guys, man. I mean, Booker and those guys did a good job last night. The Raiders are a good team defensively inside when it comes to limiting the run. Dallas did a good job of getting after him in that area.
All right, Bryan, have yourself a day. Thanks for playing another episode of Is It the Hot Dog or Is It the Bun, also known as Trust the Tape. Make sure that you follow your way over to Crown Global Media. Give that a subscribe on YouTube or else, which of course is not a threat, and use the promo code TAPE on Underdog. Get that app for yourself. Take care of yourself in that way. Make sports more fun. We'll see you, Bryan. Thanks.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate you.
Peace out, everybody. Remember, you have no idea what anybody's going through. Be cool to everybody. We love you. Be easy.